Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a classic Sudoku on our channel. Now this Sudoku is constructed by me for the patrons of my Patreon page called Enthralling Sudoku. So every month I send nearly 40 plus Sudokus to all my patrons, which contains 20 classics and 20 variants, right? So this is one of the classics that I had sent in April month back. I really thought of covering a video on this one. It's a really an excellent Sudoku, and if at all you are looking forward to such handcrafted Sudokus, I would recommend you to please subscribe to the Patreon page Enthralling Sudoku. I'll add the link in the description below, where every month you will get 40 plus handcrafted Sudokus, right? So 20 would be classics and 20 would be variants, out of which variants would be of 10 different types. More than 10 different variants would be there. So every variant will have 2 Sudokus, and in total you will have 20 Sudokus. So if at all you are looking forward to such handcrafted Sudokus every month, please subscribe to the Patreon page, and I will add a link to the PayHip website as well, where I have some classic Sudoku packs and variant a book actually, Sudoku book, Enthralling Sudoku book, where I had published more than 120 Sudokus, out of which 30 are classic Sudokus and other remaining are variants, right? So I'll add the link in the description below for the PayHip website as well. So please do help me in being a patron of the Enthralling Sudoku Patreon page, and get all the Sudokus every month, right? So now going on to this Sudoku. Before going to the Sudoku, I would recommend you to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis. And if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, do let us know in the comment below, and we'll surely make a video on it. And now coming back to this Sudoku. So classic Sudoku rules apply. Need to place digits from 1 to 9 in each row, each column, and 3 into 3 box without repetition, right? So the main advantage of these Sudokus that I send to all my patrons, the classic Sudokus in general, none of these classic Sudokus, so 20 classic Sudokus I send, right? None of these classic Sudokus use any advanced logic. All of these Sudokus just use hidden pairs, hidden triplets, naked single or hidden single. So all of these are just scanning techniques, basic scanning techniques, but surely they will be really tough to solve. They are not easy to solve. So if you see here, you have just 12 and 20 digits here placed in such a way that the solving of these Sudokus, so when you solve these Sudokus, you are not getting digits easily. You have to scan some basic techniques, and if you are really looking forward to be strong at basic Sudoku techniques, then you should really look forward to subscribe to these classic Sudokus, right? So I will start the classic Sudokus now. I start solving this. So in this Sudoku, the first thing that was you get a 6 here, right? None of these cells can have a 6, so you get a 6 here. And then if you see here, 6 would have to be in one of these two cells, right? So 6 is in one of these two cells, that gives you 6 in one of these two cells, okay? And okay, so if you see here now, 6, sorry, just a second, yeah, 6 would have to be in one of these two cells. And okay, so if you see here now, 2 cannot be 2, so you have a 2 6 pair here, right? You have a 2 6 pair in these two cells, because 2 and 6 cannot be here, 2 and 6 cannot be here, so you have a 2 and 6 here. Same way you have a 2 6, because of the 2 6 pair you have a 2 6 pair here as well. So 2 and 2 cannot be here, so you have a 2 6 pair here as well. So these two cells are 2 and 6 in any order. Now if you see here, you have a hidden single here. Only one digit can appear here. You cannot have 1, you can only have a 2. So you can have 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So this cell would have to be a 2, that gives you 6 and a 2 here, right? And now if you see here, this where can a 1 and 8 be in row 6? Both 1 and 8 cannot be here. both 1 and 8 cannot be here, so there is only one possible place for 1 and 8, two possible places. So you have a hidden single of 1 and 8 here, which means these three cells would have to be 3, 7 and 9. This is what the breaking in the Sudoku is. And if you see here now, same way, where can 1 and 8 be in column 6? So first we had to see in the row 6 now. Now we are seeing in the column 6. 1 and 8 can only be in these two cells in column 6, which means these two cells are 3 and 7. Right? So you get a 1 and 8 pair in this box because of the 1 and 8 pair in row 6 and column 6. Box 5 has a 1 8 pair, so these three cells would have to be 3, 7 and 9. Right? Nice. And again, if you see now, what can this cell be? That is one of the excellent logic here. So I know the solve path of this Sudoku. So I am just actually going forward to the exact place where the Sudoku gets solved, right? So if you see here, this cell can only be 1 and 8. So 1, 2, 3 is not possible, 4, 5 is not possible, 6, 7, 9 is not possible. So 1 and 8, which means these cells would have to be 2, 3, 5 and 9. But what happens here is you already have a 3, 9 here. So these two cells would have to be 2, 5. These two cells would have to be 3, 9. Now if you see here again, the moment you get a 1, 8 pair, that gives you a 2, 5 pair, that leaves you with 3, 9 pair. Now this row 5 already has a 3 and a 3, 7, 9 triplet here. All these Sudokus, all these classic Sudokus that I am sending to all my patrons has such kind of solving path. Pairs, triplets, hidden pairs and hidden triplets. You will really enjoy solving this Sudokus. So if you see here, you have 3, 7, 9 triplet here, 2 and 6, right, 1 and 5. So you will have, okay, 1, 2, 3. So you will have 4 and 8 here. This cell cannot be an 8, so this would have to be a 4 now. You have a hidden single here of 4 because of 3, 7, 9 triplet here. The moment you got a 3, 7, 9 triplet, you got a 4 here, and now that solves this Sudoku. This was the main breaking here. The moment you get a 4 here, this Sudoku becomes an easy one now, and you can easily solve this Sudoku now. So 4 would have to be in one of these two cells, right? That gives you a 4 here, right? That gives you a 4 here, and the moment you get a 4 here, these cell would have to be 3, 7 and 9. So this is 3 and a 9 here. So 7 would have to be in one of these two cells. So this cell cannot be a 7. This cell would have to be a 7 now. Okay. And the moment you get a 4 here, okay, just a second. Yeah. So this 7 eliminates 7 from this cell. The 3 eliminates 3 from this cell. You get a 3, 9 pair here. So this becomes a 7 here. And that gives you a 7 in this cell, and which means 3 would have to be in one of these two cells, right? So that removes 3 from this cell. This becomes 9, this becomes 3, this becomes 4 and 9, right? So this is 4, this is 9. Okay, and these two cells are 1, 8 and 1, 8 and 9, these three cells, right? So 1, 9, 1, 8, 9, which means these two cells are 4 and 1. You already have 1 here, so 4 and 1, which means these two cells are 2 and a 5, right? And which means these three cells are 5, 6 and 9. So this is 6 and 9, 6 and 9, and this cell would have to be a 5. Okay, this 9 will give you a 3 here. We'll eliminate 3 from these two cells, so this gives you a 3 here, and 1, 8 and 5, 1, 5 and 8, which means you already have an 8 here, so which means this would have to be a 1. Okay, no, how did I eliminate that? No, 1, 8 and 9, right? So 1, 8 and, oh, I'm sorry, I only did a mistake here. So these three cells are 1, 8 and 9. You cannot have a 1 here, you cannot have an 8 here, and you cannot have a 1 here. So these two cells are, yeah, I'm right. This cell is a 5 here. 5 would have to be in one of these two cells, right? 4 would have to be in one of these two cells. Remaining digits are 2 and 6, so it can be anywhere. I did a mistake, but I was lucky enough to notice that actually. So 9 cannot, okay. Where can 9 be in this column? So this would have to be a 9, that gives you a 6 here, that gives you 6 in one of these two cells, 2 in one of these two cells. That was fine, that gives you a 9 here, 7 and a 9 here, right? Okay, so which means 9 would have to be here, 1 would have to be here, 8 would have to be here. These two cells are 1 and a 5. Very hurry, I am always in a hurry to solve these Sudokus. Always in a hurry, desperately hurry to showcase the logic in this Sudoku, and I always break it. I am very bad at classic Sudokus, right? Construction is different level, but solving I am really bad at it. So now 3, 7 and 9, right? 3, 7 and 8. Of course 3 would have to be here, so these two cells are 7 and 8, which means you already have a 2 here, so this would have to be 3 and a 2 here. That gives you 7 and a 3 here, 8 and a 7 here, right? And that removes 8 from this cell. Of course we can use the uniqueness logic here to remove 1 and 5 from this cell, right? So this cell would have to be an 8. Of course that's an easy thing, because of course if you see here, what is an uniqueness logic? So I know that this Sudoku is unique. I have constructed in such a way that this Sudoku would have to be unique, and if you know the source of the Sudoku anywhere, whenever you solve a Sudoku, and if you know the source of the Sudoku and if you trust that that Sudoku is unique, you can directly use the uniqueness trick here to remove 1 and 5 from this cell. So what happens if you don't remove 1 and 5 from this cell? Let us assume you have only 1 and 5 here. There is no possible way to disambiguate these 4 cells. So which means that you will have 2 solutions to this Sudoku. Of course that is not possible. So somewhere in this grid, after having 1 and 5 here, somewhere in this grid, somewhere else you will break the Sudoku, and that will give you a hint that 1 and 5 cannot be in this cell. So this would have to be an 8. So let us not use that now and see if we are able to eliminate 1 and 5 from this cell. So this cell would have to be a 4 now, right? And okay, anything else? These 3 cells, yeah, so this cannot be a 6, this would have to be a 6. These 3 cells are 2, 4 and a 7. 7 would have to be here in this cell, which means 7, 2 and 4. That gives you 5 and 2. That gives you 5 in one of these 2 cells, right? So 1 and 8. This cell also would have to be 1 and 8. 1, 8 and 4. 4, 8 and 1, 4. 1, 8 and 3. So 1 and 8 cannot be here. So this cell would have to be a 3. Sorry. That gives you a 3 in this cell. This cell would have to be 1 and 8 and 1 and 8. So which means you already have 1 here, and that actually disambiguates all the 1 and 8s. So let's see if we have 8 here, and we got an 8 here. The same logic. So I could have speed solve using an 8 here. So whenever you are solving in a competition, I would highly recommend you to use the uniqueness trick to solve it very faster. The moment you do that, you will save a lot of time, and maybe you can even beat the top solvers, because usually top solvers do that. Usually top solvers try the uniqueness trick to complete the Sudoku faster. So that will really help you to solve the Sudoku faster, and with that we complete this gorgeous classic Sudoku, right? So this is what scanning basic techniques is all about. You have to look for in such a way that where can 1 and 8 be in this column or row. That is how actually the Sudokus are made in World Sudoku Championships or international levels. This is the way they usually try to create a Sudoku, not only scanning like 2 is not in this row, 2 is not in this column, so 2 will have to be in this box. Something like that is a really basic thing. But going into the next level of scanning techniques, hidden pass and hidden triplets is the future of classic Sudokus, right? So if at all you really are looking forward to such classic Sudokus, I would please recommend you to subscribe to my Patreon page. I'll add the link in the description below. And if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, Do let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.